Alright, hello everybody and welcome back to another live stream in Flight Sim. It's been a little bit, been really busy, so didn't really have too much time to do any live streams in the past week. But glad everybody enjoyed the content that kind of came out, especially the lovely Foxtrot 33A add-on that we purchased and did a video over. Really glad everybody enjoyed that first flight video. That was really awesome to see. So today I thought we would just kind of dive in, because at this point, Sim Update 2's got to come out, you know? I want some heavy cargo missions. I want all that stuff going on, and I feel like we're getting close to it. I'd be highly surprised if we don't see Sim Update 2 this week. I mean, the last 4... Because there was another beta build that came out last week, but I decided to not do a video over it because it was legitimately one thing on the changelog for the sim itself. So I was like, yeah, I'm not going to bother making a video over it. So we've had 3 or 4 builds in a row that have been very light on changes, which again, if you haven't been paying attention to the other videos that I've made, it's indicating that the builds are, you know, Sim Update 2 as a whole is very stable, because there's not a lot of issues or backtracking that was going on like in Sim Update 1's beta. So I'd be highly surprised if we're not seeing our lovely Sim Update 2 publicly release this week. But we'll see. I mean, that's me hoping for it, just because of based off of everything that we've been seeing so far. It's just, yeah. But yeah, hopefully that's the case. I really want to dive into like heavy cargo and stuff like that, and all that. And M360, of course I remember you. Welcome back to another live stream. Happy to have you back. Hey, Cowtown. Video of red arrows and Typhoon fly past today. Very nice. But man, I'm so glad I bought this. Oh, I don't want to turn on my Xbox. Hang on. I need to plug in my controller still. But after buying this thing from Coronado, it's just absolutely love this plane. Even though it doesn't support, you know, career mode or anything like that, it's just, I'm so glad I got this thing. It has been such an awesome plane to fly, so we're going to fly it some more, because why not? Ooh, you know what? I see some screen tearing. Every time, because the way I have this thing set up, because when I'm not streaming or recording, I have my setup away from all the recording stuff, and the sim runs just... It's never run so good like it does now in Sim Update 2. It's just been fantastic. But yep, if you don't know what this is, the Foxtrot 33A. We did a whole first flight video over last week, and like I said, I'm glad everybody enjoyed that video. Really happy to see it. So it is an excellent aircraft that Coronado made here. But yeah, we're going to just kind of fly around a little bit and just chat it up and start off the Monday right. Right. Propeller that, full throttle on that, alternator on, fuel pump 3 to 5 seconds, bring that back, I knew I messed that up, hang on. I turned something on after the fact that should have been on already, so hang on. Hang on, we got this. We're not going to look at the checklist. We got this under control. Get the fuel pump on. I did this backwards again. Very good. Oh, what am I missing? Am I missing something? Hold up. Hold up. Everything's fine. We're not going to open the EFB and check the checklist. It's fine. Bring this back. Fuel pump 3 to 5 seconds. What am I forgetting? This is ridiculous. I was gonna be like all fancy and do it without looking at it. I forgot something apparently. Battery switches on, alternators on, mixture's rich, prop RPM's max, throttle full open. turn that on, turn it off, bring it back. What have I done to my plane? I've never had this happen before. See, every time I stream, I just mess up. I try to show off, and then what do? I mess it all up. Here, hang on. Let's just all calm down here and just forget the whole beginning of the stream has happened. All right. I'm gonna just go through the steps again. Full throttle, fuel pump on. 3 to 5 seconds. Turn it back off. Bring that back a little bit. I can't believe I'm doing this. This is unbelievable. I'm just delete the stream. I'm gonna turn it off and pretend this didn't happen. Oh, duh. We never switched the fuel tank. Oh my, I knew I was doing everything right. It would help if you put fuel into the engine, or else it's not gonna really turn on. Anyways, so now we should be good. Ah, see, that's what happens when the fuel actually gets into the plane. Again, I was just testing chat out to make sure. They're like, hey, you need to switch the fuel pump. And it seems... Oh, Troy did say it. Okay, I can't blame chat now because Troy did bring it up. Dang it, Troy, you weren't supposed to say anything. But alright, there we go. We're good now. Alright. Unbelievable. Can't believe I forgot to put the fuel tank on. Alright, I'm going to bring the prop back just a little bit. Nothing, I don't need to do anything too crazy. Get the avionic masters on, and then that can get all situated as we taxi on out. And we'll talk to these guys, why not? And we'll head, let's go into the mountains. We'll just fly over that, enjoy the view. It's all good. It's all good, Troy. I don't think it will release this week. The EFB on Xbox is still unusable with controller, and I've noticed that the last 2 updates. Yeah, I don't know. The EFB's never... People were telling me the EFB didn't work, and I've never seen that happen on the Xbox. It's always worked perfectly fine for me. I'm not entirely sure why that's happening to some folks, but yeah, even all through all these builds... Because I've been flying a lot more on Xbox too, just to kind of be familiar with everything, and I've never had issues using a controller to interact with the EFB. But hello, Christian, welcome to the stream. Is it developers not doing the aircraft compatible with career mode, or is it Microsoft? It's not Microsoft. It is the thing. It's all up to the developers themselves, third party. The tools are there, the program and how to get it all set up for career mode is available to third party developers. So currently, right now, it's all up to the third parties if they want to introduce their aircraft into career mode. I wrote a question for the dev stream that's going to be happening at some point this month talking about that. I hope they answer it or pick it. Because I was just talking about if there's any timeline for third-party developers to start supporting career mode. Because right now, there hasn't been anything. By the way, hopefully the audio is good. I'm hoping the game audio is a little low so you can hear me. I'll turn it down a bit more. But I'll turn it up again once we're done. But yeah, so right now it's third-party developers' decision if they want to support career mode or not. Oh, I didn't mean to talk to them just yet, but that's okay. Get our GPSs synced up here. But regarding third-party stuff, I'm really hoping we're going to get to a point where we start to see more support from third-party developers. Because at the moment, I'm not really sure why we're still waiting on that first plane to support it. I'm not sure if it's a complete hassle to get a plane supported into career mode, or if they're just completely ignoring it in general. But yeah, we'll see. And no, FMJ, we did not insert the peanuts just yet. The peanuts will be added in a little bit. I saw that, I mean, honestly, I don't understand the point of those types of mod, like the Checklist Pro and stuff. I mean, it's great if you're wanting to only fly default aircraft, But what happens when you add other planes to it? You're not going to be getting anything out of it. So then you're spending money on something that might not be usable, depending on what you do with the planes. Like if you just stick with the default ones, then sure, it'll be more beneficial. But if you fly other aircraft as well, it's not going to end up being very useful to you, if that makes sense. Oh wait, why? Where am I going to? Hold short of... Why was the arrows making us go over here then? Because we're going all the way to the other side of the... Oh, we'll just follow this anyways. Hey Rez, welcome, welcome. I want the Piaggio for charter. That way, I mean, I want all the planes for career mode. Like, if we can get to a point where third-party developers are at like a 90% rate of supporting the mode when it makes sense for the aircraft, that would be excellent. Okay, now we got an American Airlines taxiing straight towards us. Did we get a hold command? I'm not listening to him here. I'm not entirely sure why it made it. I should have just ignored what it was telling us to do, because this taxi doesn't make any sense. Oh good, he is getting out of our way. We're gonna go ahead and go, because we can turn right and go down another taxiway. I saw an A319 yesterday, and by the way... Oh no, it was Delta Airlines that I saw the A319. I filmed that too. Alright, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and cross here. And then we're gonna take the other taxiway. And that way we don't have a head-on collision with Ash 6153 over here. But yeah, I saw PC-12 land yesterday, in real life, not sim-wise. PC-12, a Cessna Citation. It was pretty nice yesterday. All kinds of cool airplanes. The PC-12 landed so short, because the runways here in Colorado Springs are super long because of the high altitude. But he took about, no joke, less than 100 feet past when the runway actually starts to touchdown. I couldn't believe it. So I'm going to have that as a short at some point down the road. But it was really cool to see the PC-12. I'm sure he wasn't having any pressurization issues on his flight, which again is going to be something that's going to be fixed in Sim Update 2. Surprised we never saw like a new build for it. Same with the A330 or the Beluga. I suppose we're just waiting for that on the full release of the update. So there's a lot to look forward to from performance improvements on both PC and Xbox. I mean, like I said, I've played on both platforms now, and this is the best that the Sim has ever performed since release. I mean, it's been excellent. Check cutoff switch is helpful on the checklist. Nice. Oh, we're going to swap over again, because now SkyWest is popping down here, I think. But yeah, I mean, if you're waiting for Sim Update 2, you're going to be in for a fantastic surprise. I mean, it's night and day difference if you've experienced the Sim up until now and you haven't been into the beta or anything like that. I mean, it's so nice to see such a giant leap in performance and visuals and just everything else going on. You know, improvements to the avionics systems. And we're going to be getting fixes to the aircraft that we were mentioning as well. I'm sure there's going to be other stuff added to that as, you know, we get closer to it. Because this update is going to be the largest that the Sim has ever received in 2020 or 24. And then, of course, there's going to be other plane fixes that we haven't really talked about just yet, I'm sure of that. Just like it was in Sim Update 1. So it's going to be great. And I'm really hoping it does come out this week, because, you know, oh, Banky with the surprise just out of nowhere. 5 more memberships to Bappa, Misformed TV, Cramps Aviation, Simon, and Crypto Leroy. Congratulations on being this week's winners from Binky's membership lottery. Again, thank you, Binky. Goodness gracious, that's 40 memberships you've given to the channel now. Thank you so very much. That is incredible. Welcome to the stream, by the way. And FMJ, yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't really heard much about that, but I'm hoping we'll start seeing some improvements to it for sure. Because it always sucks when you do these community flights and you're just getting random models. Because the only way, for the most part, to see what other people are flying, what they're actually flying, is if you're all flying the same plane. So, I mean, people can show up in like a Beechcraft and then it's showing up as an airline. You know, stuff like that is just annoying. So, definitely hope we can get some proper replication on what people are actually flying. So, we'll see. And good evening to you, Binky. Hopefully, you're having a great start to your week. Hello, Cow. Hope you're doing all great. Much love from Norway. Well, Banjo, thanks for stopping by from Norway. Doing great. Hopefully you're doing just as fine over there. Again, if the audio's too low on the plane, I'm going to change that. I just want to kind of make sure I'm not getting drowned out by the audio. We will enjoy the Foxtrot 33A that I bought for $19.99. It's in the marketplace for Xbox and PC users. It doesn't support career mode, but it is just... it's awesome. You can... since I bought the plane, I already have 10 hours on this. By the way, I love that this keeps updated. Always a great touch seeing these little details in the airplane actually be consistent instead of resetting or anything like that. So this does add up correctly in the cockpit of the aircraft. Always love that. Hey, James, picked that plane up yesterday. Oh, that's awesome. Hopefully you're enjoying it as much as I am. It's I love this livery. I love the sound of it, the visuals. I mean, this is the only thing I've flown since I bought the plane. And then if they can add career support to it down the road, I'd be the happiest person. Because, you know, doing some VIP charter flights with it or flight seeing, all that would be excellent. It's been a bank holiday Monday, so it's a great start. Nice. Always great getting that short week going on. By the way, we're almost done with a taxi, by the way, just in case you've been here the whole time. You're like, my goodness, this taxi's forever. This airport's just gigantic for general aviation. And absolutely, I mean, there's so many planes that are really cool, but I just don't have any interest with it because they don't have career support. But these types of planes are just a weak spot for me because if you can give me great visuals and liveries and, I mean, just look at this plane's interior with the ray trace shadows and everything. Do I have ray traced on? Let me double check that really quick. I do. Good. Just want to make sure. We gotta make sure this plane's looking excellent. The other reason I love these general aviation planes too is I'm never having to worry about crap performance. Because I was gonna do a video over Blackbird Simulation's Dirty 30, their C-130. It performs so terribly. I know it's an alpha build of it and all that, but it's just, I'm so sick and tired of buying these bigger planes and the performance is just horrendous because of all these extra systems I could care less about. And, you know, it's just, that's why I'm not too interested in bigger planes or airliners or anything like that, especially when they're 70, 80 bucks. I'm not really sure why that's the standard price for airliners for, I mean, it's just, I don't know. But anyways, let's talk to ATC really quick. Let me get the audio set up while we do that and go from that.
CTWN 32 Papa Charlie Romeo 1 tree. Altimeter 2992 departure to the west approved. Cleared for takeoff.
Oh shoot, you heard that. Let me mute the mic.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 17 left, CTWN 32 Papa Charlie Romeo 1 tree.
Alright, I think that's good. If it drowns me out, who cares? It's whatever. Get to enjoy the sound of this aircraft. But cool. Let's go ahead and get going here. SkyWest. They still need to fix that. ATC gives you one part of the runway, and then AI is still landing on the wrong side. That's okay. At least he's out of our way, so it won't look all weird. Let's get our one notch of flaps in here. And let's have a nice flight on this fantastic Monday. By the way, I'm going to bring the prop up here as well. And bring the mixture back because we're already at 6,000 feet, so get a little bit of extra power in there. Help us climb out. Let's also get our altitude set in autopilot. We'll probably head to Cannon City to the southwest. We'll go for 9,000 feet. Get our heading set up here. Something like that. And there we go. We're on our merry way in the Foxtrot 33A.
Charlie Romeo 1 tree, leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Frequency change. I will never not like that livery. I mean, it's just... Oh, and then the bluish tint on the windows. And then on top of it, you know, having all the satellite imagery finally get situated and not be, you know, because Sim Update 1 was kind of hit or miss. Like, it always seemed like it was kind of going back and forth with, oh, I like it, oh, this went wrong, and then, oh, it's fixed, now it's not. You know, that wasn't really happening at all with Sim Update 2, which is really nice to see. A complete different experience than what SU1 was. And yes, James, you are correct. Pikes Peak's currently getting a nice 34 inches of snow, apparently, over the next few days.
Roger, CTWN 32 Papa, Charlie Romeo 1 tree.
But yeah, Coronados has done so good. I mean, getting up, like, I love when the dials and instrument panel looks pristine and crisp, even when you get really up close to it, because there's some planes where you can get where it's like, ah, it looks alright, but I mean, just awesome. We're almost to our cruise altitude of 9,000 feet. Doing about 100 knots. We can always give ourselves a little bit more power here if we want by bringing the mixture back. It's not going to be too crazy, but we're going to be leveling out here anyways, so not entirely too worried about it. We're going to bring our heading to the right, since we've cleared a lot of the mountains towards the south a little bit. Got a 172 below us. The biggest thing for me too is, you know, with Sim Update 2 bringing such great performance and just improvements across the board, I'm hoping we're finally going to start getting to a point where new additions will be added, to specifically to career mode. You know, getting the new mission types, adding more planes that are from the vanilla sim itself into career mode as well, like the Cessna Longitude, the Airbus lineups, all that kind of stuff would be really nice to see happening now that we're at a much more stable position here. We're bobbing up and down a little bit here. We're getting bumped around just a tad. But anyways, like I was saying, it would be nice to get to the point now where, you know, everything's more stable, it's more enjoyable pretty much 99% of the time. During this whole month plus of Sim Update 2's beta across Xbox and PC, I think I've had maybe 2 or 3 crashes in all of that time, and majority of those were in the beginning of the beta. So as we've gone through, I mean, it's just because I got the Global Hawk just as a plane that I can have going for hours when I'm not around, just to help test out the beta's longevity. And you can go for hours and hours and hours and know that there's no crashes happening, error codes popping in. It's just so nice to see that the experience has been improved so much. Yeah, I mean, the CL-415 just needs improvements, because no matter what you do with that aircraft, you're always running into engine malfunctions, even if you're feathering the props, lowering the RPM, making sure... Because if everything gauge-wise is in the green, you're still going to run into that whole thing where it's like, oh, engine malfunction. It's like, I don't even know why. I wasn't redlining you, I wasn't doing anything like that, so would definitely love to see some improvements to it. No doubt about it. Because that's why I don't do the firefighting missions with it. I love the plane, it's cool doing those missions, but dealing with that engine malfunction crap is just annoying, so I just stick away from it. I still think the initial attack mission would do better if it was multiple drops as well with the air tractor, because it's not fun doing the 10-minute, 13-minute flight to the fire, drop the water, and then it's over already, and then you fly back. It would be nice to have at least 2 or 3 drops there to make it worth it, because you never have to pick up more water unless you just intentionally drop the water early just to have that landing. Because the only time I've landed with the air tractor for a firefighting mission to refill it was the tutorial mission in the beginning. Every other time then, it's just you do one drop, it's like 100%, like, okay, well, that was fun. So that's the other thing too. It's not just adding new content. I'm hoping the content we already has, what kind of English am I saying? The content we already have gets evolved. You know, improvements to it, making tweaks to it, and stuff that we've already talked about as well too, where I'd be more excited. I mean, I still do airliner stuff more than I did in 2020, just for the fact that they are fun missions. You know, doing the Boeing business jet, the 737, soon to be Airbuses as well. But it would be really cool to have more management on the airline side of it, like picking a hub, or just having a hub in general for all your mission types, and really feeling like you're starting a business where it's like, okay, I'm going to start here, do cargo missions that come back to the airport that I'm based out of, and kind of just expand from that, is what I'm hoping for. Because that's what I'm hoping for down the road, as opposed to all these missions just being random things that you do, and then it's just that over and over and over again. You know, it's cool having all these mission types, but they all eventually kind of feel the same. So to have more management and just all that type of aspect in career mode would be a very nice addition to it, I think. Was on sim last night. Lagged so bad I had to give up. Very odd. Was that just on the base version, Binky? Like the regular live build of the sim from Sim Update 1? Can't wait for Sim Update 2. I checked out the video you did on Xbox and I thought you were on PC. Well, said, no way, that's the series. Yeah, it's just, I don't know what happened, but the improvements on Xbox, because you know what I've said about the Xbox, that's why we didn't do much with it. Because when it originally came out, the Xbox version of The Sim was just horrendous. It wasn't fun. It was crashing every 2 seconds. Just nothing about that was enjoyable. And then Sim Update 2 came out, and I've spent quite a bit flying on it. Like, it's actually enjoyable now, as opposed to what we were experiencing the whole time since it released. Do you have differential braking bound to your HOTAS 1? No, I do not. I mean, some planes have it on the buttons, but I just always have the button that goes 0 to 100 on braking, just because I don't have the rudder pedals or anything like that. I don't plan on getting it, I just don't want to have more crap laying around, so... But yeah, I don't have that. Well, I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, again, career mode, it was their first time doing it. It'll evolve to it. I wasn't really expecting multiplayer. It'd be cool to have that down the road, but I'd rather have more content before they focus solely on multiplayer. But don't get me wrong, it'd be cool to have that, of course, but I'd rather their focus be on adding more planes that we've already purchased on the sim. Hey, we went over the 10 hours just now, I saw that. But yeah, more planes, more missions, more involvement from the mission types we already have before we get to multiplayer. For sure. Oh yeah, that's weird, Binky, because honestly, I haven't had any major lag issues in forever. Were you in a third-party plane? Because that is one thing that, I mean, okay, if you're in an airline or an Xbox, you can still have some low frames, but nothing crazy that's going to make the experience terrible. But like I was talking about earlier with third-party planes, because I got that C-130 from Blackbird Simulations. I know it's an alpha, but it runs so goddamn poorly, even in SU2, and it's just, it ruins the experience. I was like, I should not spend $25 on this, because I was originally going to do a video over it, and no, I'm kind of over big planes, because they got to work on optimization for sure on the third-party side, because that's why I don't like when planes incorporate their own EFB. I wish they would do stuff like Coronado did here, because this is like the first time I've ever seen a plane do stuff with the in-sim EFB. I love that. Instead of having all this random crap. The other reason I don't like these bigger planes is a lot of developers, we've talked about this before too, a lot of these developers just continue to focus on people that have these $1,000 setups with, you know, the quadrant throttles and all the gadgets pretty much. So if you're flying with the Thrustmaster HOTAS 1 like I fly, it just ruins the experience for anybody that's just wanting a nice, you know, a basic setup with these planes. Because if you don't have those expensive setups, you're not going to enjoy because even the base the base any builds, Airbuses, when you tweak those settings with the axis and all that stuff, it still doesn't feel right. And it doesn't feel right because you don't have the detents, you don't have all this. It ruins the experience, and that's why I don't really care too much about spending $80 on an A350 or a 777 and all that type of stuff, because I know I'm going to be having that same experience because I don't have that expensive setup. Which is why I tend to stick to these types of planes, the general aviation, because it's the way I want it to feel. Because, you know, it's just, there's nothing worse than flying those bigger planes and you're moving the throttle and you're like, okay, I'm at half. But then it's not actually adjusting anything on the plane, or you're still going really fast. So if you go just below half on this, then you're basically almost into reverse. And then if you turn that stuff off and change all it just sucks. It ruins the whole experience. So, but anyways, my whole point is third-party developers need to work on optimization, because a lot of those planes that have all those extra systems, the flight attendant computer, the computer in the back for the loadmaster, and all this other crap, just bogs the system down, and then because there's nothing more annoying than flying in the sim and you're getting a crap frame rate. I mean, that's why I never liked the Xbox version of it, because no matter what you were flying, even general aviation, it was a crap experience until Sim Update 2, where you're just getting much better, you know, frame rates and performances. So, I mean, and the other thing with those bigger planes, the price points are just ridiculous most of the time. I mean, $20 for this, and you're getting a great experience. The visuals are awesome. Yeah, I mean, you can't beat that. So it's just... Anyways. Wade, 100% agreed. More freedom within missions. If it stays the same, it definitely feels redundant after a while. Absolutely. I mean, it's cool having all these mission types, but they all just eventually feel the same, for sure. So if we can get more in-depth features and management systems going on with those missions, and hubs, and actually feeling like you're running a company or airline and stuff, would be very much nice. Oh, sorry, I wasn't even listening to you guys. I was too busy talking, I wasn't hearing them. I'll leave it alone for now. We'll talk to them down the road. But anyways, that's my thoughts on that. And as I've said too, it just modern airliners now just don't excite me. They just all look the same. They all pretty much sound the same, except for a few subtle differences. To me, it's boring. That's why, you know, we do airliner stuff on the channel, of course, but I love the private jets, the general aviation, way better than that, than the airliner stuff. But all I know, after the experience I've had with the Blackbird simulation C-130, I'm done buying those types of planes. Because my success rate with the bigger aircraft from third party is just not very good. It's never been enjoyable for me. Alright, I'm going to bring that prop RPM back now. Should have done that a while ago, but I was too busy talking, so apologies. I love going up close to these types of planes that are really well done. Get to see just every little detail, and it looks so good, no matter how close up you get. Even the badges. We got an AOPA sticker on the window. I love that. I'm pretty sure my dad still has one of those stickers, too. And then on top of it, you know, having these really awesome third-party planes that look excellent with the sim actually getting the satellite imagery and all that type of detail looking nice too. And our ultra clouds, I mean, I could not be happier with the sim right now. And you were in a P-51, gotcha. I mean, there might be some hiccups with people in the Sim Update 2. I mean, it's hard to tell. I don't really know, because I'm always flying solo, so I'm never too much into testing with a bunch of people, because I only see them from time to time around where I fly. I see some folks doing their own thing. But of course, when Sim Update 2 does come back out, we'll be doing community flights again. It's no reason to do that now, since most people aren't in the beta, so it would just end up being pretty light. So once it's all publicly available, we'll definitely be bringing those back and having a fun old time. I'll probably be in this plane again. Just can't get over flying this thing. Oh, and wait, I completely agree. I'm going to gain a little bit of altitude here. Well, no, we're just going to turn to the right. Getting a little close to these mountain tops here. But yeah, I mean, I want to absolutely... Because they've already said that they're going to be bringing every plane that makes sense for career mode missions that we already have from the standard, deluxe, and premium deluxe versions of the sim into career mode support. So yeah, absolutely Longitude. We will be getting the Beluga, the A330 for, you know, heavy and super heavy cargo missions, which I'm not sure if everything's... We haven't heard much about it. I'll be surprised if we get the A330, because we haven't seen a new build of that in the beta either. So I'm assuming any builds is still needing to do some work on it. Because, I mean, they were already talking about that a new build for the A330 and Beluga and the PC-12 were coming in before Sim Update 2's beta started, and we haven't heard anything since. So we'll see if that shows up at the full release or not. But yes, absolutely. If we can get as many planes that make sense to be in career mode that we already have in the sim itself, absolutely. Would love to see that. And yeah, the A400M, that would be a cool one as well, even though I need to figure that out with my Thrustmaster, because that's another plane that's one of those that I'm talking about where it's just like, if you don't have a cool $1,000 setup for it, you're not going to have a great experience, so I'll have to mess with it. But yeah, that'll, you know, remote cargo operations, the C-17 would be awesome as well. But yeah, really no timeline on it just yet. We'll see. Again, this month we're going to be getting another developer stream going on, so we'll be getting a lot more news, which I will absolutely be relaying to you guys, as I always do. But it would be nice to get a bit of kind of a roadmap going on at this point. Now that, you know, all of the hands-on deck for performance and stuff like that is pretty much where it needs to be, or where it should have been when the sim first released. Hopefully we can get more of a roadmap for new content, what's being added soon to career mode from the planes we already have, and stuff like that. And absolutely, Binky, absolutely. And I know I said I was going to do a video over every beta build, but like I said, that last one that came out last week, it was just one thing for Xbox. It had something to do with audio settings not saving or something like that. I was like, this isn't even worth a video. I'm not going to bother spamming people with videos just for one thing. If it's a couple things, I'll do it from time to time if it's been a while, but yeah, it's just... That's why I'm thinking we should be rather close to a full release, public release of Sim Update 2. Because the last 4 builds have just been just a couple things, nothing major either. Like, it isn't fixing something broken from the last build. But we'll see. We'll see, and if something came out right now, the stream would just end and then we'd start a new one, but I don't think we're going to be getting anything today. I would guess Tuesday or Thursday at the latest, because it seems like those are the main update days for the sim. And then hopefully by the end of the week, we're all diving into Sim Update 2, having a fantastic time. That would be ideal, for sure. Let's go ahead and gain another 1,000 feet here. And then, as we said in the beginning of the stream too, it, you know, on top of the in-sim planes being added to career mode, hopefully third-party creators are going to start supporting it as well, and just give us an endless amount of aircraft to add to our hangar. Because if we can have endless amounts of planes and just an ever-evolving career mode that increases the involvement of management and all that, it's going to be an awesome time diving into it. You know, I've gotten so used to not even, because, funny enough, I mean, I still do career mode stuff, of course, but most of my time's in free flight just to kind of mess around. It will be definitely nice getting back into our own career profile. I've definitely missed my companies. Can't wait for the CJ3 Plus. Very nice. JJ, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the 40 people watching, by the way. Thanks for stopping by on this fine Monday. Hopefully you're having a great start to your week. We're just doing a nice random flight in our Foxtrot 33A that I purchased that came out from Coronado last week. An excellent aircraft. But yeah, just flying around talking about the Sim Update 2. By the way, not sim related, saw Gears of War is getting a remastered version that releases in August. And it's coming out to the PlayStation. I don't care personally that, you know, Xbox exclusives are going to PlayStation and whatever else. I just don't know what the strategy of it is, though. Because if there was somebody on PlayStation and they wanted to play Gears of War or Halo or Forza and all that type of stuff, and they wanted to buy an Xbox, they would, but now they don't have to. It's just, I don't know, it's a weird strategy. Because now I look at it, and I guess the only way that I would buy another Xbox is just loyalty. I've been on the platform for 16 years now, so... But it's just, I don't know. We'll see how it pans out over the years, but... I mean, I get it, it's more money, but then you're making less money on your own hardware, because... what's the point? So I wouldn't be surprised if we get to a point where Flight Sim eventually comes to PlayStation as well. You know, when everything is fully 100% situated on both platforms, performance-wise, and all that. But I don't know. It's just it seems like an odd strategy to get rid of the exclusivity part of everything. I mean, it wasn't really much exclusive anyways for the past few years because everything was coming to PC day one as well. So anybody that wanted to play an Xbox exclusive on PC didn't have to buy Xbox hardware anymore. It just seems like Microsoft wants to get away from Xbox as a hardware brand and just really focus on the publishing side of things and just bring the games wherever. But anyway, it's just, I don't know why I thought I'd talk, because, the rumors have been Flight Sim's going to come to PlayStation at some point down the road. But we'll see. And yeah, JJ, absolutely doing great. Glad you are as well. And WRB, hello, hello. Feels like Microsoft giving up on the heart. I feel like they are. Like, I don't know. It's just... They say they aren't, but with that type of strategy, it seems like you are, because it's just, if I was not into Xbox or gaming or anything like that, and I would look at PC, PlayStation, and Xbox, I just don't know what I would see from the Xbox that I would pick that over the other two, especially since there's not a specific game. I mean, sometimes, Indiana Jones was there for a few months before it went to PlayStation, but it's still going to the other platforms, so it's just kind of like, okay, I could go for the game or the platform that has everything else and wait a couple months for some things and then other stuff's the same day. It's just, it's odd. And I don't know how to answer. But anyways, let's pop outside a little bit here. Love that the developers made it to where you can actually see the lights at night. In Sim Update 3, there will be a fix for that as well for all the planes in the sim, where it seems like the lights aren't even on. So that's great to see. But we'll have to wait for Sim Update 3 for that specifically. And then, of course, speaking of Sim Update 3, we're going to start seeing downloadability coming into the sim. To what extent, we don't really know just yet, but we do know there's going to be some starts to that, which I know is going to make a lot of people happy. I'm sure it'll probably start with being able to download planes, if I'd have to guess. And then, as I've also said in previous streams and videos, I think it would be really cool to do what Google Maps does for offline maps. Being able to download a huge rectangle chunk of, like if you fly in a specific area a lot, being able to download that area and surrounding areas. That way when you fly, you're not streaming that data in anymore. It's all just there in the simulator. Because I don't think you're going to be able to just download the entire world. I just don't think that's possible. But if you're going to be able to at least download the specific areas you love flying around and you spend most of your time, or at least going by regions, like if you want most of Europe or most of the US, stuff like that, would be a great help to people that don't have gigabit speeds or super fast internet. I mean, stuff like that should have just been something that, I get what they were wanting to do. They had a lot of people complaining about how big the sim was on a download installation, all that kind of stuff. But they should have just had a middle ground, so that way if people did want to install certain aspects, they could. Or if they want to stream like we do, I stream everything, great. But they shouldn't have just assumed that everybody's wanting to stream, everybody has high-speed internet, and just go from that. That was their mistake on it. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of downloadability is going to be coming in Sim Update 3. But again, I'm pretty sure it'll be based off planes first, but if we can have something where we can download specific parts of the world, that would also be excellent. Enjoy listening in while I'm working. I jumped into SU2 beta at the beginning, but right back out because I have been having too much fun with career. Didn't want to stop my progress. And nothing wrong with that, Rough Landings. Again, hopefully we're going to be just a few days away from Sim Update 2. Again, that's just me guessing. We haven't heard anything specific, but we are in the release window because they did say late April, early May. So and based off of how the beta's progressed and performed, I'd say this is a great week for the release. But glad you enjoy listening in, Rough Landings. Happy to have you here. They got blown out of the water on sales on the Series S and X. That's the... if you have a Series S, I'm happy for you. I hope you're having a fantastic time with it. But I think that was a mistake of having two different systems this time around. There's just been instances where developers are like, we have to delay the Series S version, so we have to delay the Xbox version entirely, and just all that kind of stuff. I don't think they're ever going to do that again, having multiple models, one that's priced By the way, the prices have gone up for the Xbox Series S and Series X. Up. They're 5 years old. The Xbox Series X, I think, is over $600 now. And then the Series S is $470 or something. It's something crazy. I thought, oh my goodness. So if you can get it now at a cheaper price still, if you're really wanting to get a Series X or S, now's the time to do it, because there's no reason to spend that much money for a 5-year-old console. And the reason I brought that up is because WRB brought up the sales comparison between the Xbox and PlayStation. And what I find odd is they've already had a difficult time selling the Xbox this time around, and now they're increasing the price. Is that supposed to make people think, no, well, now I'm going to buy it? Because now I'm spending $120 more than I would have the past 5 years that I didn't want to buy. It's just, I don't know. It's just, it's weird. It's very, very weird. So we'll see what happens. I still think Microsoft is wanting to get out of the hardware side of Xbox and just become a full-time publisher. I've been a PlayStation player forever, so I had to build a PC in order to play The Sim. Well, nice. I'm hoping you're enjoying that investment into PC and all that good stuff. And hey, who knows, maybe down the road you'll be able to play Flight Sim on PlayStation as well. And then if you have the PlayStation Portal, take Flight Sim on the go. Stuff like that. get the Xbox Cloud experience, even though I don't know how people play the sim on Xbox Cloud, because I don't think you can use peripherals, of course, because there's no way of connecting it to the Xbox server that you're connecting to. So I guess the only way to really play it is with a controller, which isn't the best way to experience the sim. Which is why I wanted something that just gives me a great experience, and the Thrustmaster HOTAS one for $98 or $100, whatever, that's all I need. I'm not going to be spending $500 on force feedback nonsense and all this making it look like a Boeing or Airbus cockpit. Anytime I see that type of stuff, I'm just like, what a pain to move all that when you do move. There's just, that's what I think about when I think about peripherals. It's cool to have it all, but the only thing in my mind is, okay, now I have to move this. If I'm playing something else, I have to shift all this. Like, it's just, it sounds like an absolute pain, and that's why the Thrustmaster HOTAS one is perfect for me. It enhances the experience of flying a plane, and it's one cable, and I can just move it out of the way, store it away. It's nice and compact. It's just, that's what I want. Got a nice little lake over here. I would like them to give us a hangar to keep our favorite... all that. I love that idea. Right off the bat, Alan. Since walk around is a thing, if you could buy, like, or even walk into that hangar that you see in career mode and kind of store your favorite planes and then kind of walk around it like a museum type thing, or just a hangar, I don't know why I had to add music. That would be awesome. I would love that. Just to kind of do that from time to time, enjoy your arsenal, your selection of planes. That would be cool. Or even partner up with like museums to make as your quote-unquote hangar. So if you wanted the Air and Space Museum up in Denver from the old Lorry hangar as your main base, you can store more aircraft at one. Stuff like that would be really, like, I love that idea. That is great. Can't recall, but is SU3 where they'll add more customization to plane colors and livery? I don't know, Wade. I honestly don't think I've heard much about it, but that's another thing I would love to see in career mode, is being able to change the livery instead of just... I'm not entirely sure why it's like that anyways, because if you look in free flight, a lot of the planes have multiple adaptive liveries to use in career mode, so I'm not sure why it just defaults to one specific one for one plane. But would love to see more customization, absolutely. I bought the same flight stick with the rudder pedals, never used the pedals. Nice. Very nice. But yeah, it's great for the price, it does what you need it to, and it just adds to the experience of flight sim. I used the Turtle Beach flight stick for Xbox. Nice. Very nice. That's a great option as well. But yeah, anything that's compact for me makes me happy, because then I don't have to think about, like, what happens if I move. I don't want to unplug everything. Like, it's just... no. Just no. Running into more and more clouds is what I'm trying to say here. Let's go check out the weather really quick. Oh, we already have the radar on. Okay. Do I, though? Because I'm not seeing much of anything. Because I know there's not rain anywhere in the US right now, because it's supposed to be raining here shortly. Oh. I didn't even realize we turned that much to the right. I thought we were still heading west. I wasn't even paying attention. We're almost into Centennial. Nice. I mean, that works out. I'm sitting here thinking we're going this way, and nope. We just made a nice little circle around here, which is fine. I'm okay with that. I just wanted to kind of do this stream just to talk anyways and chat it up with you guys, since it's been a little bit. But I don't want to be the type of channel that just posts like content over flight sim just to post it, because I know people like it. I want to make it to where I'm coming here to actually talk about stuff, as opposed to just like, okay, we're doing a flight and now we're going to fly for 3 hours and not really talk about much of anything. I don't I don't want to do that. So yeah, as usual, if anything pops up or if Sim Update 2 releases, we'll be here to dive on into the changelog. It'll be a long one. I mean, the last time we did it, it took over an hour to go through all of it, so I can only imagine what going through this changelog is going to be like. But I always love doing it, and then after that, I always do chapters, so that way, when you do watch the live stream later, I have it all chaptered out between, like, core systems, aircraft, you know, that way you can just scrub through and see the specific parts you're looking for in the changelog. So, the thing I'm most happy about, though, is, one, you guys seem to be getting better and better experiences out of it too, especially if you've been in the Sim Update 2 beta. It's great to see that, especially on Xbox, because the Xbox version was way worse than the PC one. I mean, you were crashing on basically everything you were doing in the sim until at least Sim Update 1. Sim Update 1 still was not that great, but Sim Update 2, if you're an Xbox player, you're going to see a night and day difference between what you're playing now or what you played in the past and you haven't touched it since, and then when you play again here. And then, of course, on PC, the performance has been improved. We finally have the satellite imagery and aerials doing what they're supposed to do instead of looking all blurry and sad. I mean, Sim Update 2 is exactly what it needed to do and bring the sim to where it needed to be when it first released. So, I have the Turtle Beach yoke, pedals, and stand with a 55-inch TV with my Xbox Series X. Very nice, Alan. Got the whole setup going on. Very nice. PC user myself, using honeycomb yoke and throttle quadrant, Thrustmaster pedals, Thrustmaster T16000M joystick, a homemade helicopter collective, and in the process of extending a second 1600M. That is crazy, Rough Landings. Very nice, though. And, I mean, the whole thing with the collective for the helicopter, that is the only way to enjoy that. Because if you try to fly a helicopter with just like what I have with the Thrustmaster Otis 1, I don't like it. That's why I just stick to an Xbox controller. Because it feels, I'm not saying it feels like GTA's helicopter physics, because there's more to it. But that's where I'm more comfortable with flying the helicopter. But very nice. I still don't see the Pilatus PC-24 on my system anymore, which is on the beta. Marcus, I would just reinstall it. If you're not, because that doesn't make any sense. Because, yeah, I never had any planes disappear through any of the builds. So I would just reinstall the sim, and that should help you out. I will be surprised and maybe a bit appalled if they release it this week. It's not 100% ready. They gotta fix the landing FPS drive. See, that's the thing I don't have anymore. I mean, on my system, which isn't a very high-powered one, it's a 3060 RTX with 64 gigabytes of RAM. Because I used to have that a lot. You know, where you'd come in with even a CJ4. The CJ4 is just a plane that's poorly optimized. That's another plane that needs some work. But a lot of the planes now, I don't have that stutter going on. We'll see what happens when we get to Centennial, because we'll do some touch and goes. But we'll see what's going on. But overall, I mean, 99% of my time, this is my experience. It's high frame rates, no stutters, no random error codes, or anything like that, even when I'm flying the bigger aircraft, like the 737 and all that. So we'll see. For use as a helicopter cyclic and fixed wing stick and rudder flying, fun stuff. Nice, yeah, that's awesome. There actually was a logo paint customization option for career mode in the start when the YouTubers were invited out to the Grand Canyon. They spoke about it for some reason. Well, there was a lot of stuff that was in that Grand Canyon creator build, which, by the way, so if you ever do a creator build again and you want me to kind of talk about the sim, anyways, no, there's a lot of stuff that was kind of removed, like being able to use your own voice in the sim. There's going to be this system for that, which is going to be really cool when that returns. I'm really looking forward to it, because then you'll actually be able to hear your own voice when it's talking to ATC and stuff like that. It'll be interesting to see how that works. But yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of stuff added to career mode for sure. I mean, they've already talked about all the stuff that the designers and dev team have wanted to implement, but of course their main focus has been on improving the sim itself, so... Because even the logo paint stuff would be cool, or even making it to where I can incorporate my actual YouTube channel logo into the sim as well. I think that'd be kind of a awesome touch for customization. I want to open up the country by doing missions, but all charter flights go from one... That's another thing too, is a lot of the times the mission types love to go in one direction. It's changed a bit since it released, but they always seem to go the same way. It would be nice to see some more variety from that. And we're going to go ahead and decrease our altitude here. Now that we're entering the mile-high city. Bring that power back. Also, where is the rent and trial option for the marketplace? That is going to be... Oh, it should be when it fully releases Sim Update 2. That's going to be included with that. The thing I'm worried about, because I love the idea of it, you know, gifting and renting an aircraft, but the thing that... Well, no, it's not a bad thing, because honestly, I feel like most third parties that know their plane sucks aren't going to utilize the rent feature. But anybody that knows their plane's really good is going to utilize it, because especially for those bigger planes, it'd be nice to see how the system, or how my PC would manage that aircraft before I spend all the money. So to be able to spend a couple bucks to have it for the day, or $5 for the week, or whatever the pricing is going to be a fantastic addition to Marketplace. So I'm really hoping the good developers do support it, because I think that's going to increase their sale, because if people spend a couple bucks and they're like, hey, this is great, and then a couple bucks are knocked off the price, because if you do end up purchasing that plane, the couple bucks you've already spent on the renting part of it is going to bring that price down a couple bucks, or whatever you end up spending on it. So we'll see what happens, but I definitely hope the developers utilize it. Because I still feel like the developers, like, what's that stupid MS Scenery, or whatever the crap their name is, that always push out like 1.2, I don't know why they're still in the marketplace. Those are the types of developers that aren't going to utilize the rent feature for sure. No one is renting my F-22. Alright, let me catch up here. But gotcha, Mulder. Hopefully you'll have a better experience once things kind of roll out officially. We'll see. But thank you for not flying a tube liner. Lol, some great general aviation planes for 24 out there now, and they never get enough spotlight. Yeah, it's just, like I've been saying, modern airliners to me, they all look the same except for some subtle differences, and they just do not interest me at all. And going into these older general aviation, even the newer ones, I mean, I love those, private jets, and of course, flying stuff like this. This is where I love being. That's why a majority of my content is always with these types of planes. We do airliners from time to time, whenever I'm in the mood for it, just to kind of switch things up. But yeah, this is where I have my most fun in the sim. I wish someone would actually do a proper P-28A-181. The Coronado one isn't good. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, well, I'm excited because Asobo and Flight Sim have signed a contract with Piper, so we're actually going to be getting some official Pipers into the sim as well, which I'm very much looking forward to. I cannot wait for that. Love Pipers. So it'll be really cool that they're actually going to be working with Piper as well, so... And yes, a V-tail. Would love that. Give me a V-tail Bonanza as well. Alright, let's go talk to Centennial here, see what runway. I should have done that earlier, but I haven't been paying attention. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I know I went too slow here. We're going to do a touch and go.
Centennial Tower, CTWN 32 Papa Charlie Romeo
And yeah, Mulder, I was very excited when they talked about that. That's going to be excellent. I'm surprised it's taken this long for Piper to kind of come over to the sim, but better late than never for sure. Make left 3-5 right. Perfect. We'll have to go around then.
Enter left base runway 35 right. CTWN
Because 3-5 right is right over there.
CTWN 32 Papa Charlie Romeo.
Now they're probably going to give us cleared for touching because we're already in the area. But yeah, it's right there.
Traffic runway 35 right.
Alright. I'm going to just do a nice little flyover Centennial here. I'm sure they won't mind.
Cleared touch. Ingo runway 35 right. CTWN 32 Papa Charlie Romeo 1 tree.
I mean, I hope Piper brings their whole setup over here. Bring their whole lineup. I'd be alright with that. There's the mall in Centennial. Oh man, the photogrammetry looks so good. There's IKEA. But see, this is the stuff I'm talking about too. Anytime I went to big cities in 2020, it's just, I kind of avoided them because it was never a great experience with photogrammetry and stuff like that. And it's been such an improvement since then. And the photogrammetry actually looks nice. It must have been an off day for the sim when I did the before and after when City Update 10 first came out. By the way, did they ever fix that? Because I know if you were on the standard build of the sim, Denver and San Francisco, or no, Denver and Honolulu didn't actually update. I don't think they ever put out another update about it, but I'm sure it got resolved. But I just remembered that. Yeah, I mean, more helicopters would be great. Which is weird for me to say, because, you know, with 2020, I never really... I mean, we flew helicopters a little bit in free flight, but it's just... It wasn't my main thing, but career mode has definitely increased my interest in helicopters, so I would love to see more of those, too. And, of course, search and rescue is another one of those missions where it'd be nice to see you needing to rescue multiple people instead of just one all the time. You know, stuff like that would be nice to have variation with those missions. And of course, getting those cargo ship sinking missions at some point as well. There's just a lot to look forward to. They should. The flight schools love them. Alright, by the way, we're going to go ahead and bring everything back here. Go out of autopilot. Take control. Hey, Spitty the pilot. Welcome, welcome. And you're never too late. It's all good. Excuse me, co-pilot. I'm gonna just smash my face into yours really quick to look to the right. And the other reason I love flying these types of planes and even the private jets minus the CJ4, I love the CJ4, but for whatever reason, it's not optimized right. So I'm hoping we'll see some tweaks to that when Sim Update 2 fully releases. We'll see. But it's nice that you always know you're going to have a great experience with it. And you know that it works with your throttle, with your peripheral that you have. I don't have to worry about being at half throttle and all of a sudden it's like, oh, you want no throttle anymore? Great. And you know, just don't like that. Just don't like it. Alright, get our first touch and go going on here. And by the way, let me go ahead and raise the audio so you can enjoy it a little bit. I'll be quiet for a little bit. Give my voice a break so I don't lose it. forgot where the audio was before that. I want to do another one. I wasn't happy with that landing. Came in a little too fast at the end there. By the way, should be flying over the... Hang on, I don't want... Oh, yeah, there it is. There's the Broncos training facility. Alright, let's go for another one here. I'm really surprised that Centennial has not had a third-party add-on for it. I mean, it's one of the busiest airports, or busiest general aviation airports in the world, if I'm not mistaken, or at least North America. So the fact that nobody's wanted to create one is interesting. And absolutely, Mulder. Reinstalling as we speak, had to land a med flight, got an S rating, boom. Hoping it fixes my missing planes, update shortly. Nice! Very nice, Marcus, and hopefully it does for you. Because, yeah, I've never experienced a plane disappearing on me.
Cleared touch. Ingo runway. Tree 5 right. CTWN 30.
Alright, here we go. I'll bring up the audio again, because I love hearing this thing. There we go. I'm happy with that landing. That was better. We floated a bit, but that's okay. It's a long runway. Just, I mean... oh, almost... I have no complaints over this aircraft. At all. It's probably my favorite 20 bucks I've spent on this sim here. By the way, let me bring this down. We do not need to climb so much here. Let's cancel our landing intentions. We're done with the touch and goes here.
Centennial Tower, CTWN 32 Papa Charlie Romeo 1 tree. Cancel landing intention. CTWN 32 Papa Charlie Romeo 1 tree. Your cancellation is received.
Alright, I'm not gonna bother talking to anybody else for just a little bit. May as well enjoy the outside here. Forgot it's Monday. I don't know why. I said Monday a lot already, but we'll have to check the marketplace, see if anything exciting is released. I doubt it. Mondays don't really have too much going on, but I always like checking just to make sure there's no career-supported aircraft available. I think we're gonna go land in Denver over here. And you did too, Kyle? Yeah, I mean, hang on, I'll show how many hours. We're almost up to 11 hours in this aircraft already. It's just, I couldn't stop flying it. Every time I hopped in the sim, it's just like, I want to keep flying it. It's great. I'm glad you're enjoying it too, Kyle. That's awesome to hear. Welcome to the stream, by the way. And Size, welcome as well. Hope everybody's having a fantastic Monday. There's Denver. We'll do a full stop landing over there.
Denver Tower, CTWN 32 Papa Charlie Romeo 1 tree is 1 tree miles southwest, 7,000 feet.
Oh, maybe we should do a touch. I don't know. We'll see.
CTWN 32 Papa Charlie Romeo 1 tree.
Runway 26.
Enter left downwind runway 26.
We're going to do this legitimately. Let's open up that chart.
Make left downwind runway 26. CTWN 32 Papa Charlie Romeo 1 tree.
Oh boy, there's a lot. Let's switch to do a touch and go.
Tower, CTWN 32 Papa Charlie Romeo 1 tree, 7,000 feet for touch and go. CTWN 32 Papa Charlie Romeo 1 tree, Denver Tower. Altimeter 29.
Well, crap. Let's turn then, because I don't want to get in the way of all the airliners taking off. That wouldn't be ideal. And we still got 2.6, right? Yeah, perfect. I looked down for a second. Co-pilot, can you believe this? It's getting kind of cloudy out here. By the way, let me bring this prop RPM back. Sorry, plane. Too busy paying attention to everything else. That's what I'm hoping for, Size. I mean, the last 4 beta builds, they've been very far and few in between there, so it's just, they've been very light on change logs as well. So I feel like we're getting very close to it, for sure. Oh, sorry. I thought I did that. Oh, I guess I never did it after the touch and go request. My bad. Sorry.
CTWN 32 Papa, Charlie Romeo 1 tree.
It's always funny to me flying over to Denver because when this was originally built, because, you know, everybody was complaining about Stapleton and noise, and then what does everybody do? They build houses closer and closer to the airport, so then that way when they get over there, they can be like, why is there so much noise here? I didn't realize there's an international airport I'm building my house next to. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, look at this. They're right under the flight plan. I mean, there's the whole thing now where you have to sign paperwork, so that way you acknowledge you're going to be living under a flight path, you know? But still, it's just funny to me. I'm going to build my house somewhere where it's really noisy and then complain about the noise. Because I want to close an airport over by, I forgot, I know it's north of Boulder or something like that, and it's northeast of Denver, or northwest of Denver, and the people that built their houses after the fact that the airport was there, now they're complaining about all the noise that's happening. It's like, then move. Goodness. You built your house there. It's not like the airport just appeared one day. I mean, I hate those I hate reading those types of news reports. It's just like, well, how stupid are you? Then don't live next to an airport. Don't build your $500,000 $1 million house under a flight path. Then you don't have to worry about it. Unbelievable. But anyways, that's my TED Talk for morons who build a house next to an airport and then complain about the noise. I hope they fix the PC-24 because right now it's horrible to fly. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the PC-24 for me is not something that I've really ever had any issues with. The PC-12, though, the pressurization issue is going to be fixed in Sim Update 2. I was still kind of hoping to see like a build of it in the beta, but we haven't seen anything with it as of yet. These guys be like, that's why the land was so cheap. Yeah. Because it was awesome when I was in Hawaii. We lived under the flight path of Honolulu International Airport. And it was so cool seeing these bigger airliners going by. And then, of course, the base is there, too. So you had fighters, cargo, all that kind of stuff going on. The 747s. It was awesome. And then the CJ4 pilots there, or not CJ4, the CRJs, that's what I'm trying. I always get that mixed up with the stupid CJ4. How dare you name it that way, Cessna, you throw me off. But anyways, the CRJ pilots there must have been former fighter pilots, because the way they lined up final, they'd go along the beach line and then do this hard turn, just not that far away from the airport to land. It was always awesome seeing that stuff.
Charlie Romeo 1 tree. Did you hear my last transmission?
Oh, sorry, are you talking to me again? I'm too busy talking about... I have it so low I don't even hear him, so that's my bad. If you're watching this and you're like, why is he not talking to the tower? That's why, I'm not really hearing him. I'm too busy talking over him. 12 is what I've been flying, and it's awesome. Yeah, it's great. It's annoying that you can't go above about 19,000 feet, or else you run into the hypoxia issue because you can't pressurize it. Oh, of course. I mean, yeah, there were reviews for it saying, oh, you could see the people looking out the window, they're so low. I'll always remember that comment. It's like, wow, they're really low then if you're seeing them through the window. God dang. But, I mean, that's just, that's why you do your research. I mean, if you're wanting to deal with airplane noise, then great. If not, then I guess you should be looking for somewhere else to rent. Well, the auto thrust is something that works sometimes and then doesn't, but I don't really do auto throttle much at all on any aircraft. For the most part, I'm always trying to just getting it to a point where it's nice and settled and then kind of leave. But yeah, the auto throttle is definitely something that needs work. But everything else, I mean, plane-wise, functionality-wise, it's a great plane to fly. I love that thing. But yeah, auto throttle can definitely use some work. No doubt about it. And what altitude are we supposed to be at? Fuzz, 9,000. We're at 7,000 already, so... Oh, we're in the sweet spot a little bit. Perfect. And then we want a heading of 263 degrees, which we'll do that as we get closer to feets. Feets, grasp, and fuzz. About to fly a cargo with the 20... Oh, so it worked. So you got it back then, Marcus? It finally showed up for you? Nice. I'm glad the reinstall worked out if that's the case. Actually, we'll just bail out of autopilot anyways. We don't have to deal with that. And it looks like it's doing this, unless I know. I'm calm down. I don't want to put the gears down. Yeah, it's still doing the same thing. So, still some work to do regarding ATC giving you the opposite runway of what airliners are going. Because that was in the changelog at some point, but they're doing it again. So, because they did say 2.6, right? Yeah, they sure did. So they're handing out the wrong thing. I mean, ATC is definitely something that just absolutely needs an overhaul still. I mean, that's just one thing that never, especially in career mode, hardly works. There's always some issues with that too, and so I'm really hoping we'll start seeing some ATC improvements for sure. Because, I mean, we're following what the ATC's telling us, and we're playing chicken with airliners on the other side of the runway. So it should have given us whatever the other end of the runway is over here. Oh, it should be... Is it 2.5? No. Can't be, no. Because it should have given us 8. Sorry, I'm too busy messing with all these menus here. And the thing that sucks now is wake turbulence that we'll have to probably deal with. We'll see if it even registers it, because Southwest is just hanging out down there. Alongside ATC, I'd love to see the AI traffic get improved as well. There's so many times where they're just doing some wonky things. Yep, the hold short is something that just needs to go away. The blue box, at least, not the hold short. Obviously, that needs to stay, but the way it's set up in the sim makes no sense, especially when you land at an airport. Instead of, you know, you pass so many taxiways that you can get off of, but it's like, no, you need to head all the way to the end of the runway, and then once you get there, the box moves to the other place where you would have normally got off anyway. It's just, it's weird. The runway actually came up to us for that landing. I'm just gonna... They're gonna complain, I don't care. I had the camera left up there. I was going to show the gears going up, but that's okay.
Frontier Flight 476.
All the planes came after... Oh, that's awesome, Marcus. Glad it all works.
United 640, turn next taxiway.
Well, Marcus, don't use auto throttle on the ground. You'll want to be utilizing that in the air.
United 640, contact ground on 129.
But again, I hardly ever use that on any plane. It just kind of, I get it set up the way I want it to, and then just, I'm happy with that.
Denver Tower, United 617, 2 miles north, inbound ILS runway 26.
Alright, well, I'm going to cancel landing intentions and then not talk to you guys anymore. Okay? Alright.
Cancel landing intention. CTWN 32 Papa Charlie Romeo 1 tree. Your cancellation is received. Going to 129.05. United 640. United 1671.
Alright, so are we going to go to Buckley then, or... No, let's go to the spaceport. Kilo Charlie Foxtrot Oscar.
Cleared ILS runway 26 approach. United 617.
I should have looked where the AI was going and just ignored what ATC gave us.
131.975 for United 1671.
Got Frontier, some United Airlines. Well, the United Airlines 1671 is in the grass. And he's gone. Got a JetBlue, Delta Airlines, Southwest. I know there's some planes coming in for landing as well. They're behind the clouds at the moment. Alright, so let's see here.
2 miles southeast. Inbound
Let's do 7,800.
Southwest 17.
Get our heading set up to go this way for now, and we'll turn left after we pass the airport completely.
Cleared ILS runway 26 approach. Southwest 1702.
Even got some cranes over here.
1912. Contact ground on 131.975. Denver Tower, Southwest 506, 15 miles southeast. Inbound ILS runway 26 approach. Southwest 9077, exit runway when able. Southwest 506.
Because, yeah, now we can just
Altimeter 29092, cleared ILS runway
pop
26
right there and have a nice landing without having to deal with airliners taking off at us here.
Southwest 9077, contact ground on 121.85. Going to 121.85, Southwest 9077.
There we go. Don't have to hear them all the time. And since it's our final landing, we'll go ahead and have the audio up again for it. For the good old Foxtrot 33A. What a landing! Oh, I'm so happy we did another one. That was our best one of the stream right there. Love it. But the land in Aspen with the longitude, nice. I mean, I can't wait for the longitude to get career support. I love flying that plane too. Man, I like I said, best 20 bucks I've spent in the marketplace, I think, ever. Just such an excellent airplane to fly. It's so fun. It sounds awesome. And it looks fantastic. I'm glad the models have gotten better too that are at the airports. They don't look, you know, just floating and everything else that we've been seeing since release. I mean, at least their draw distance has been improved, is what I'm meaning by that. Parking brakes engaged. Another fantastic flight with this thing. Goodness. Let's hop on out. I mean, there's no way you can look at this thing and be like, what's the big deal? I mean, it's just, oh, I love this livery. Oh, it's just so nice. I mean, you see all the detail from the cockpit. Pretty much no matter where you're looking at it from, it doesn't disappear or anything like that. And of course, if you didn't watch the video though, I mean, you can still just take a quick look, open up the engine compartment. Got some bugs on the wing, gotta wash it off. Open up the baggage door. What a plane. Alright, Binky, thanks for stopping by. Enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll take a quick little look at the market. By the way, before we do anything else, look at my flight log, by the way. Hang on, my logbook. There's the C-130 that I got and regret getting that. But anyways, the Coronado F-33A. Oh, don't count that. That's 30 minutes. Then a 5-hour, 26-minute flight, and then the hour 20. I feel like I've flown it more than that. I think there's a flight missing. But anyways, it's been the one I've flown all weekend long. It's awesome. So let's see if anything exciting's been added here. Nope, same list. As always, I always love to mention, do not buy from MS Scenery. Anytime you see a plane from them, just don't even waste your money. I'm just telling you that right now. You have been warned. But this is the plane that we flew here. I don't know why it has a 4.5. I don't know what these people rate. Anyways, the thing's awesome. Absolutely worth the price. No doubt in my mind. It is excellent. So, yep, nothing exciting in the airplane department in the marketplace. By the way, if you wanted to check out the other liveries really quick, I need to start showcasing that in the first flight as well. I meant to do it and completely forgot about it because I was just enjoying it too much. But, just all the liveries look excellent on this. but I love that tan, brown, and red one. This is I mean, they're all great. I could pick all of them and enjoy my flight. And of course, my main one right here. Look at that. Oh, it really makes the blue pop from the tan and everything like that. And then you'd have a basic white one. But nobody wants that. All the other ones are great. The whole plane's awesome and well worth the price. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed another live stream in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. That was a fantastic flight. Very much enjoyed hanging out with you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the flight as well. And again, thank you to Binky for gifting 5 memberships again. It's becoming a weekly thing. But yeah, so again, hopefully this week we'll be talking about Sim Update 2 being released. Hopefully that's the case, but only time will tell. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys next time. See ya.